Hey, what's going on, guys? So, it is the end of the year. I hope all of you guys had a happy holidays, a good Christmas. If you're watching this, it was yesterday. But I had a video earlier this year about how this was like a crazy year for video games. And, how just so many things came out. And, what was your favorite? What are you looking forward to? Do you have time to play them all? Which I honestly did not, as expected. But I will say that a lot of great games came out and had a lot of really good times. So I want to highlight some of my favorite games I got to check out this year, and then kind of wrap up with what my favorite game probably was this year. And I don't think it's going to be something that you expect, because it is a game that I haven't really talked about on the channel. I did not do a dedicated video on it. But it's something that's really fun, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. But hey, without further ado, let's talk about, kind of 2023 in gaming. So the list I had was absolutely massive. I mean, there was some stuff that came out that was just amazing, and I played a lot of games this year. The Dead Space remake was one that I really loved. I don't know if you guys jumped into that one or not, but man, if you are a Dead Space fan, that was like the game for you. It was really like, it had everything you wanted from the original game and more. It captured perfectly the scariness and the feeling of the original ship and all that. But then they had some really great quality of life stuff, like the fact that you could, nothing was technically missable until the very end, and then they give you a huge like warning, like, hey, are you sure you want to check this out? They had kind of like added side quests that let you go back through and kind of get a little bit more of a feel of the backstory of certain things, certain monsters, certain characters. And not only all of that, they had it to where you didn't have to, like, something as simple as just not having to buy the weapons, as in the first version of the weapon you get is free. So like, you would have more of an opportunity to upgrade those weapons and try out new weapons. I know that sounds strange, but in the original game, if you ever played it, you didn't get every weapon straight up. You had to buy the base version. And with money being such a commodity in a survival horror game, the idea of, hey, am I going to spend money to test out the flamethrower? Like, did that happen? Not often. So the fact that they gave you the base weapons was really cool. It was a great game. It was a great time. Talking about horror games, though, you can't talk about horror games that came out this year without talking about the Resident Evil 4 remake, and that game also was just phenomenal. I will say that this is not a list of games I completed, because that is not a game I have completed yet. However, for the first time in a while, I'm actually on a little bit of a vacation, so I'm planning on finishing it this week, because it was really cool. I mean, I played maybe about a little more than halfway through it. I was kind of going for 100% completionist type run, but I think I'm just gonna kind of tear through the plot and really just at least enjoy it. But the game itself is phenomenal. Both those games, however, are not my game of the year, because they're remakes, and personally, I'm the kind of person who thinks that a remake shouldn't count for someone's game of the year. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. It's just, you think of like maybe like the Final Fantasy VII remake, and the fact that it's so different, and these two games were so different, but it's like the plot's already there. I digress. Personally, for me, I just don't think remakes or remasters or ports can be the game of the year, which is really hard for me to say about the next game, because that is the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. If you don't know, I am the hugest Mega Man Battle Network fan. In fact, in my Nintendo Switch year in review email I got, the Battle Network Collection was my most played game on the Switch. It wasn't my most played game probably all year, I would imagine, but it was my most played game on the Switch, because, Lord, that game was phenomenal. Like, just for me, I love Mega Man Battle Network. I've played through the first two 100%. I mean, everything unlocked you could possibly do, and I'm working on the third now. I'm really kind of taking my time with it, just because I enjoy these games. I want to go through them at my own pace, but man, I have been loving it. Once again, does not meet the criteria for me for the game of the year, just because it is just a port, but man, the quality of life stuff is awesome. The fact that you can go to the soundtracks and check them out, all of the added DLC stuff that was like from e-card readers is in there. Just really cool art. It was amazing, and it also is amazing because there's only 2 series left that they could possibly do, and that is Legends, which I swear to God I hope they do, or Star Force, which honestly I wouldn't be upset about either because they're both really good. So mainly though, Legends needs to happen. But beyond that, man, other games I really enjoyed. I loved Final Fantasy 16. I have not gotten to play the DLC yet. That's another thing I'm going to do on this week off. The first part, Omega, is out, but I will say that Final Fantasy 16 was really cool. I mean, I know a lot of people were hit or miss on the fact that it wasn't turn-based at all. I mean, we even joked there's like Final Fantasy Devil May Cry, because it kind of was, but the gameplay was great. The story was phenomenal. I personally really enjoyed it. And I did beat that one. I didn't 100% it, because 100%ing was going through the game again on the harder difficulty and like literally just redoing the same stuff again to get the Ultima weapon, which to me was kind of lame, but everyone's going to have their own views on it. And that game was really good. Another game that I thought was really good as far as RPGs are concerned, definitely Mario RPG Remake. And that is a game I'll say I 99%ed it. And I only say that because I beat the game. Everyone is max level. I've beaten the end game secret content, which was amazing. The only thing I did not do was, if you play the game, and this isn't really a spoiler, but if you play the game, you know that there's the super jump ability where you have to time jumps to do extra damage. And if you can get 100 jumps, you unlock like the best armor for Mario. And just didn't do it. I couldn't do it. I didn't even get. I'm not even gonna say I got close, because I didn't. I didn't even break like 30. Like there's no way I'm getting that, and that's the only thing I didn't do. And at that point, I'd already beaten the whole game, the original secret boss, the 5 end game bosses, and the super secret boss. Like, I'd done everything, and I'd unlocked everything from every mini game. So that game was really good. Also not my game of the year, but not because of my rule earlier. And this is kind of the sticky situation, right? Because that game is a remake, but it is like a big boy remake. I don't know. Not my game of the year though. It could have been, because it was awesome. And maybe to save face, I'll just say it was because of my rules, even though it really wasn't. But my game of the year was for different reasons. But man, another game that was super close to game of the year for me, and I have not beaten it yet. I'm like, I don't know how far into it actually, because I've never played it before. But I've been playing Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I'm playing it right now. That game is exactly what I wanted. Oh my god, I'm a huge Jet Set Radio Future fan. Jet Grind Radio was cool and all, but Jet Set Radio Future, I played that on the Xbox for hours and hours. And Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is that game. Really cool music, really cool unlockables. The combo system is amazing. Just everything is amazing about that game. So far, I've not found something that I didn't like. The only thing that's kind of different, it's not that I dislike it, but something that if it wasn't in there, I would not be angry, is they have like a wanted system, kind of like Grand Theft Auto, where when you're doing graffiti, cops and stuff come out and you have to like go into a porta potty and change clothes to get the cops off of you. Like I said, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not for it. I'm not against it. It's just something that if it wasn't in there, I wouldn't really mind. I guess it is kind of neat that it is in there, because like now I'm thinking, Grand Theft Auto, Jet Set Radio Future, unless cops were in the story, like you never saw them. So I guess this is a way to incorporate stuff to make areas less stagnant. But either way, it for me personally, it's something that could be taken out and I wouldn't really care. But the game itself is phenomenal. But then I gotta go to my game of the year, and I have not beaten this game either. And this is gonna sound so stupid because like it's such a weird game, but I loved the original one on the Wii so much. I say original one because I feel like this series is kind of a branch off of what I'm about to talk about. Let's just stop beating around the bush here. It is the new WarioWare Move It. Oh my god. So WarioWare, if you've never played it, it's just a bunch of crazy micro games that are like really insane. And now I say that Move It is like an offshoot because On the Wii, they had WarioWare Smooth Moves, which, if you have played with the WarioWare games, they all like to use gimmicks, weird controls, whatever. And on the Wii, you had Smooth Moves, where you had a lot of, it was really movement based. It wasn't really like you're sitting down playing on your controller, you're doing dances, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's like a really fun, crazy party game. And the new one, WarioWare Move It, is exactly that. It is everything I wanted. It's just such a fun game to play with friends. Like, it is, like, to me, the quintessential like party game. When I have a bunch of friends over and want to do like a party game, I'm not playing, like, there's fun, like, let's play Smash Brothers, let's play Mario Kart, let's play Mario Party even. And those are great and all. But to me, like, a party game is just something goofy fun that has you laughing like nonstop, like that parking game I showed before. The name eludes me right now, but like the whole point of the game is just to park cars, to move them around. Oh, very, very valet. Sorry. Where you're like parking cars and moving them. It's just like stupid fun where you're laughing and cutting up and having a good time. And that is what WarioWare Move It is. It is just a newer version of that. It's a great time. It's a great game. I super think everyone should play it if you're just looking to have a good time with friends. Even by yourself, it's not like horribly boring. A lot of times there's a party, like, I would not play Mario Party by myself. I probably wouldn't even play Very, Very Valet by myself, but WarioWare Move It, I would totally play by myself. But hey, that's just the games I really, really liked this year. There's a bunch of games that came out. I mean, there's a ton of games that came out. I did not discuss a lot of them. I didn't even discuss a lot of them that I played. But hey, let me know what you guys think down below, because 2023 was a monster of a year, and I want to know what kind of stuff you guys are playing. And you know what? I want to know what your favorite game of the year is. I know, I didn't even mention, what is it, Baldur's Gate 3, which was like game of the year or whatever. Never even played it. So yeah, like I said, let me know down below, because I'd be really interested to hear what 2023 brought for you. And hey, that's going to do it for us today, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't, please do. It'd be really cool. And you know what? Looking forward to seeing you guys in 2024.